Howdy, this is Abril Arredondo and I will be presenting my teacher toolkit. So, my teacher toolkit has been created to support my journey as an educator. So this toolkit includes both non-development tools like classroom, routines, organization methods, communication strategies, and some core development tools that focus on cognitive, social, emotional, and theoretical growth. Now, we'll be talking about cognitive development. So, for the video, I chose a video from Sprouse because this video is helpful by providing an overview of Piaget's first stage of cognitive development, as well as offering an insight into how children think over time. So, why is this tool helpful? Well, by understanding Piaget's theory, it can enable educators to tailor instructions to students, leading to effective learning experience. Now, for the classroom example, I guess you could say, imagine that you're in a science lesson as a teacher, and by recognizing that your students are in concrete operational stage, then that allows for hands-on experiments in which that aligns with their cognitive abilities. And by understanding how your students are and what stage they are, you can definitely help them out on being able to do some fun stuff in class, which is really, really nice and on their appropriate level. So now for the cognitive development article. So I picked two articles. So the first article, which is in the left side, this article explores the progression of cognitive skills in children, as well as emphasizing the importance of scaffolding and guided learning. And for the second article, which is on the right, it's more of an it explains more of the stages of cognitive development. So those are the two articles that I picked. Why is this tool helpful? This articles provide evidence-based strategies to support cognitive growth, as well as enabling teachers to tailor instructions to developmental stages. Now, for a class example, well, I guess you could say a teacher employing scaffolding techniques during a math lessons. It will gradually reduce assistance as students gain proficiency in problem solving. Okay, so social emotional development. The video that I picked offers practical strategies for integrating social emotional learning into daily classroom routines, and I 100% recommend watching her and her videos because they're honestly super nice to watch, and it just gives an insight of how her as a teacher implements with her kids. Why is this tool helpful? This tool implements social emotional learning practices, fostering a supportive classroom environment, as well as enhancing students' emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills, which is very nice because she also gives an insight of her personal experience, and it's very interesting. classroom example, one example of using this tool would be by using morning meetings to discuss emotions to help students develop empathy and communication skills. Socio-emotional development article. So this study enhances the impact of social emotional learning interventions of children's academics and social outcomes. Why is this tool helpful? Well, this article understands the importance of long-term benefits in social emotional learning, guiding teachers to implement effective programs. And for the class example, a teacher incorporated social emotional learning curriculums that include role play and cooperative games can enhance students' interpersonal skills. Now for the developmental theorist video. Well, this video delves into Vygotsky's concept of zone of proximal development and the role of social interaction in learning. And well, to connect to it, I guess you could say that understanding that Vygotsky's theory enables teachers to provide appropriate support. It enhances students' learning through collaboration. How it influences future teachers or classroom. So, for example, if a teacher pairs up the students and the most knowledgeable student starts helping the other student that isn't very knowledgeable, it creates a proximal development, which is something that is a very good way for them to practice how to socialize and so on. Now for the developmental website. So this resource offers an amazing amount of social emotional learning materials, which includes videos, lessons, lesson plans, and interactive activities. And well, this website provides a accessible and high quality content of various subjects and grade levels, and I found it super cool and interesting, so you should definitely check it out because it honestly has a lot of resources. Now for the example, I say that maybe if you would take a video, for example, from the PVS website about empathy, and by playing the video in the beginning of the class and then initiating a discussion based on the video, the students will then actively understand and listen to other perspectives, which will reinforce being more in hand, and also like it gives an opportunity to not only that socialize and work on their communication skills, and also view others' perspectives. Now for my conclusion, so this semester really changed how I see teaching. At first I mainly thought about just getting the lesson across, but now I realize that it's important to understand how kids grow and learn, not just in their thinking but also emotionally, and it's about helping the whole child and not just teaching facts. And well, looking ahead, I want to be a kind teacher who does more than just teach, and I want to support my students in every way, academically, emotionally, and socially. And well, by using what I learned about children developmental and social emotional learning, I'll work to make my classroom safe and welcoming. And well, yeah. So here are my resources in APA format, and well, thank you for watching.